Hello, friends. It is Nomad Brad coming to you from the roof of my box truck. How's everybody doing today? I'm in a different place. Strange location. Look, I'm on the roof. There's my solar panels. The autofocus on this camera is a little dark. It doesn't like the sun behind me. But let me know how the audio is. It's a little windy up here, a little bit. I don't know why the screen is going crazy like that. Let's see what we got here. Brightness is all the way up. That's just the screen. Can I block the sun with my head? Maybe that's better. I don't know. Maybe my screen's dim. I don't know. Matt says sounds good. Tekarak says all good. We got Charles Serratos in the chat. Hello, Charles. Happy to see you. From the roof of my box truck. Desert Runner Rick in the chat. Hello, Rick. Happy to have you here. We got Rudy Mendoza. Block it out with your hair. Hey, that's a good solution. We got Sandra Johnson. Hello, Sandra. Happy to see you here. No camera likes the sun behind you. I believe it. I'm trying to block the wind with my back is why I'm sitting in this orientation. What if I scoot over a little bit? I don't know. Maybe that's better. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. That's a little more exciting. Lots of wind noise. Oh man, I hate to hear that. Hate to hear that. Up on the roof of my box truck overlooking Interstate 8. Yuma, Arizona. It's a beautiful evening. Temperatures have finally dropped down. It's about 90 degrees right now. Wind noise equals gone. Thank you. I repositioned myself. And so this is where we're at. I've been driving around today and, you know, just kind of having trouble finding a good spot to do a live stream. And so I thought, why not just hop up, pull over on the side of the road and hop up on the roof and do one from here. So that's what we're doing today. Yeah, so all the green stuff you guys see down here, those are all, that's all produce. So they grow a bunch of like spinach and lettuce and kale and all types of greens down here in Yuma, Arizona. So that's what you're looking at is that's actually produce. And so I was driving by the freeway the other day. They had a bunch of pickers out there picking the veggies. And let's see, right down here, if you look and you can see kind of in the distance, that is the Triple Hotel parking lot that I did a stealth camping video from a few weeks ago. My big video that did over 1 million. It was from that hotel parking lot right there. So kind of give you guys an idea where I'm at. Yes, Russell says hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Somebody's asking about my solar panels. They're pretty dirty. In fact, you know what happened is I cleaned them the other day. But because my van is like totally flat, and then I'm down here in Yuma where it's super hot, so I had like a, you know, my panels had like a puddle of water chilling on them. And so when it evaporated, it left like water spots all over the panels. I'll show you guys. Because it's super hard water up here in Yuma, Arizona. So you can see this. Like, look at that. That's just from the water evaporating. I literally washed these 2 days ago. So they're clean, but they got water spots. So really what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to use spot, because all the water down here has a bunch of minerals in it. It's like a lot of salt and different things. So you're supposed to use like filtered, purified water. I did not. I just used tap water. So that'll clean it up. Otherwise, you could just hit it with Windex. So that's something I probably need to do is clean it with some Windex. But I'm happy to report that I was looking at my solar today and I was bringing in over 970 watts. So I have 4 320 watt panels So they should be able to deliver, um, what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. They should be able to deliver like 1300 watts. I was getting 970. Um, so I guess with the spots on them, plus with the higher temperatures outside, solar panels are less efficient. So happy to have it. 970. Will Travis says I use tap water. Yeah, it depends where you're at. Some places have really good tap water. I grew up in Oregon. Our tap water was pretty good, but out here in Yuma, it's all nasty, full of salt, full of minerals. It's pretty hard water. It's not very good at all. So definitely not the spot to be using tap water. And Nomad Brad was struggling today to find a good internet connection. So I am officially going to order Starlink. I'm going to order it tonight. I'm going to get the Starlink, the full size, the Starlink standard kit. I was comparing the full size Starlink versus um, the Starlink Mini. But when I was researching it, the Starlink Mini is it's not really meant to be mounted outside permanently. From what I could gather, it's not really meant to be like outside full time in harsh weather. So it looks like the Mini, you probably wouldn't want to mount it to your roof permanently, and I want to mount mine to the roof permanently. So I'm gonna get the full size Starlink. It's like 350 bucks, and then the monthly service, it ain't cheap. Starlink ain't cheap. It's expensive. It's $165 per month. So I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I need to have it to make YouTube videos and upload videos and do live streams. And I'm planning on doing some traveling this summer to some like remote places. Yeah, you're right. No more stress. I was stressing a little bit tonight driving around. I tried like 3 different places to try to get good internet, and I couldn't get it. um, which is weird. I tried both my phone, which is AT&T, and my Connecten, which is Verizon. And from where I'm at, like on top of the van, I can look around. I can see cell towers all over the place. Like I'm surrounded by towers. There's one right up here. There's another one right over here. It really doesn't make sense why I can't get good internet, but I'm just tired of fighting with it, so I'm going to order Starlink, get it done with. The good news about Starlink is you can go month to month. So, if I'm in a city for a month and the other internet is good, then I can just turn it off, save myself 165 bucks. But otherwise, we'll just do Starlink and just not worry about it. Best reception ever. Sir Dave uses Starlink, and he doesn't even have his antenna mounted to the top of his van. He just has it sitting in the windshield, like just sitting on his dash in the windshield. And he said he's been totally happy with it. So um, I might give that a try. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'll have to mount it to the roof. And then the only downside about mounting it to the roof is you have to, drill a hole through the wall or through the roof. And so I'll have to figure that out. Someone's asking about a new build. Is Nomad Brad doing a new build? Yeah. So I mean, the plan was to do a new build. That's not was the plan. The plan is to do a new build, but I just can't sell this truck. So I'm gonna have to wait until the winter time, I think, because right now we're going into summer, and in order to do the build out, I have pretty big plans. I'm gonna be doing a lot of custom work, a lot of custom fabrication, and I need like a secure spot to do the work at. Like I'm not gonna try to do this next box truck build on BLM land. And so I want to do it at my dad's house. So my thought was, if I sold it, this winter, even this spring, I could just stay at my dad's for a couple months and get it livable. But at this point, we're getting into the hot weather. It's in the 90s, like mid to high 90s every day. And it's just going to keep getting hotter. And so it's going to take me a couple weeks, even if I get a new rig. It's going to take me a couple weeks to get it insulated electrical installed, solar installed, then mini split air conditioner. So it's going to take me, 2 to 3 weeks to get it to that point. And I don't, I'm just running out of time to do it in reasonable temperatures. So I think that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to have to wait to sell it until the winter. But the good news is I'm just going to keep saving all summer, and then I'll have plenty of money. So when I come back to Yuma next winter to my dad's, I can just buy a rig cash and then just start the build out. So that's just what it's going to be. Yeah, this rig. So people are asking me why I'm selling it. I just want. I need more room. So I need more room to carry all my parts and my install tools. When I started this build out, I wasn't installing solar. Um, and so I didn't have that much stuff with me. And this is the perfect rig for like a single person or even a couple, that work like remotely, that don't have a lot of possessions. I mean, this rig is still bigger than a Transit. It's still bigger than a Sprinter. The interior wise, it's still got a ton of room, but I just need more room for parts. I mean, by the time you figure all my huge battery cables and all the different stuff, um, that I carry around, that I have to have with me, I just can't pack it all into this rig. So that's it. That's why I'm selling this rig and building a bigger one. The next one will have a bathroom. Now that I'm doing solar installs, sometimes I do need to shower in the evening after I'm working because I'm all hot and sweaty and sticky, and I just don't like going to sleep, obviously hot and sweaty and sticky. And I definitely don't, like you can do like baby wipe showers, but they really just don't do the job. It's really just not as good as an actual shower, especially if you're greasy and dirty. The baby wipe showers work in a pinch, but that's not what I want to do. So I will do a bathroom in the next box truck. It's going to be huge. I'm either going to get a 16 or an 18 foot. Not sure exactly what size. It just depends, you know, what's available, what's a good deal when I'm ready to buy. A Suzu NPR. I'm getting the 8 foot ceiling, so it'll have 8 feet. It'll be really big inside. The reason I want that is because I stood in Jason's rig. He's got an 18-foot NPR with the 8 foot ceilings, and when you're just standing inside, it's so big. Just the feeling of that extra foot in the ceiling is just it feels like a house. Like at this point, I'm basically building a tiny house. So the difference is in the past, I've always been basically taking vehicles and making them into homes, but this time I'm actually going to be building a home that just happens to have wheels on it. So it's a little bit different mindset. This is going to be a a full featured house. It's going to be really nice. So I'm excited about it. Um, People are asking about a trailer. So I don't want to pull a trailer. And the reason I don't want to pull a trailer is because when you're a full-time nomad, you basically have to have the trailer attached to you permanently. Like you can't detach it because you're always traveling to new places. And for me, I would have thousands of dollars of parts and materials inside my trailer. Utility trailers are a big target for theft. And so I don't want to get my trailer stolen, especially, if I'm off in some random town. And so for that reason, I would basically be constantly pulling a trailer behind me. And then by the time you figure my truck is 21 feet bumper to bumper, by the time I add a 12-foot trailer with the length of the tongue and everything else, I'm going to be like 30 feet plus, over 30 feet bumper to bumper. So it's just going to be huge, and it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to like have to maneuver. And so for me, it doesn't make sense to pull a trailer. I would rather just have one living space that has everything. And with the NPR, even if I got the 18-foot box, I would still be only about 24 feet bumper to bumper. So I still would be able to fit in like a standard double parking space and it'd still be pretty easy to maneuver. So that's kind of my thought process. It just doesn't make sense to me to do a trailer. And I don't like the idea of backing up with a trailer, especially if I'm going down some BOM road or some tight Forest Service road, and then I have to turn around, trying to back up a trailer would be a nightmare. So I see I got a super chat that came through. So I want to say thank you for that. Let's see, what do we got here? Otaku Van Life says, kicking in for your build with a super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Every dollar helps. You know, it just it's going to be an expensive build, and so I got to save up for it this summer. Yeah, the hair's kicking. If you guys watch my video on Sunday, I kind of just did a little explanation behind the hair. I wash it once a week at Planet Fitness. You know, another thing. Here's another thing that'll blow your mind. Is I wash my hair once a week, but I don't even use shampoo. No, zero shampoo. All I do is just a rinse with hot water, and just kind of run my fingers through it, and it feels super good. It's never greasy, never oily, and I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, that's the key to having awesome hair is just don't fill it with chemicals, right? By the time you use like hair products like gel and pomade, and you put a bunch of chemicals in it, and pomade and hair gel is basically an adhesive. So you're putting adhesive in your hair, and then you got to use soap to rinse out the adhesive. And so it basically strips all the natural oils off your hair, and then it leaves your hair all, frizzy and damaged, and then you got to put a bunch of chemicals back on it. So if you can just get used to not doing product in your hair, or use something natural like beef tallow, something like that, some kind of natural oil, olive oil, something like that, um, then it'll stay really nice, and your hair will appreciate it. Question from Ohio Woodburner. Brad, is floor insulation worth the time and expense? What would you give up if you didn't insulate? Yeah, floor insulation is absolutely important. Especially, I mean, it depends where you're at, and it depends what type of flooring you have. Like, on the U-Haul box trucks, the floor is 100% aluminum. So aluminum is a very good conductor of heat. It's extremely efficient. And so if it's really hot outside, your floor is going to be hot. And if it's really cold outside, your floor is going to absorb all the heat inside your house and send that heat outside through the flooring. So it's important to insulate the floor so that whatever you're doing to condition your living space, whether you're heating with a heat pump or a diesel heater, or if you're cooling with a mini split or an air conditioner, then all that conditioned air, either the hot air or the cold air, it's all going to stay inside the box truck. If you don't insulate, then it's going to get sucked out, especially if you're in hot or cold climates. Now, I guess the only exception to that is if you're going to live like in California full time, then you might be okay. Sir on Dave is not insulating his floor, so he's going to just deal with it. I guess if you wore slippers, maybe it's okay. Or he's planning to be mostly in California, so the temperatures aren't that extreme. But the minute you get into cold weather, the floor is going to be ice cold, and you're going to lose a lot of your heat to the floor. So I always recommend flooring insulation. It's not really difficult, and it's not that expensive, so I don't really see any reason not to do it. Um, I haven't done the math on what it costs to insulate the floor, but it's going to vary depending on the size of your rig, but it can't really be more than a few $100. Um, that 2-inch insulation, I want to say it's like $35 a sheet, and the sheets are 4 feet wide. So if you got a 16-foot box truck, you would need 4 sheets at $30 a piece. That's $120. So if you added a little bit on, figure 150 bucks to insulate your floor, I don't think that's very expensive. And, you know, keep in mind too, what I always tell people is when you're building a van, you're doing it one time and you're going to be living in it for a long time. So it doesn't make sense for me to try to cut corners and save $150 on insulation and 3 hours of work to have cold and hot floors, you know, that are uncomfortable for the rest of the time that you spend in your build out. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I encourage people to insulate. The Nomad Tim. Hi, Tim. So for those of you that are tuning in late, I am parked just right off the side of the road in Yuma, Arizona. Right down here, that's the freeway. That's Highway 8. We got King Gamer in the chat. We got Sir on Dave in the chat. We got the crew. What's going on? Representing. We got the homies representing. So I've been driving around all day today, just doing errands, doing projects, and I've been struggling to get good internet. Like I was, you know, for the most part, I have pretty good internet here in Yuma. So I was like, well, I'll just, you know, pull over somewhere and do the live stream. And I could not for the life of me get a good internet signal. And so my last ditch effort was to drive up um, on this road that's above the freeway. It's like a tiny bit of elevation. And I was like, you know, maybe it's going to be good internet up here. So that's what we're doing. It's pretty decent. For those of you that tuned in late, I'm getting Starlink. I'm sick of fighting for internet. Sir on Dave's going to be happy to hear it. Sir on Dave has Starlink. Thomas is from South Carolina. Happy to see you, Thomas. Thanks for joining. I'm going to order Starlink tonight or maybe probably tomorrow night. And so I'll have Starlink next week for the live stream. I'm excited about it. I tried WeBoost. I wasn't very happy with it. I'm just going straight for the good stuff. I'm going straight for the heroin of internet. I'm going for the heroin of internet, which is Starlink. We just want that good stuff. Give me the good stuff, man. Got to get that good internet. Kelly's in Oregon. Adventures with Super Dave. Hello, happy to hear you. Happy to have you in the chat. Super Dave doing his part with a super chat. Super Dave is by far my biggest financial supporter. I appreciate you, Super Dave. Happy to have you here. Appreciate the support. John Davis is asking about the headroom. The box truck I have now is just over 7 feet high. Yeah, it's pretty tall. I'm really happy with it. The DIY flat mount is scary, but worth it. Yeah, I'll definitely get some kind of a flat mount for it. I'm gonna mount it just right in the corner of my deck somewhere. I got plenty of room up here, so we'll put it right on the deck. The only downside, let's see. Daniel says Starlink is life. I'm a heavy gamer. Will be a nomadic gamer soon. Hopefully, I was gonna shoot for Starlink too. Yeah, I know a lot of people that game with Starlink. I think you'll be in good shape. Thomas, my box truck is 12 feet long, 7.5 feet wide, 7 feet tall. The roof is 14 feet. The only thing you might run into with Starlink is I think the ping might be high sometimes because you're going up to the damn satellites, but I don't know for sure. John Davis, yeah, if you're tall, you got to get a box truck. So the U-Hauls are all 7 feet tall except for the 10 foot. The 10 foot's only 6 feet. If you get an NPR, you can get 8-foot ceilings. So that's what I'm getting next is 8-foot ceilings. Not that I need it, not that I'm that tall, but you know, it just feels good to be in such a large space. Look at these cars cruising by. They're probably looking at me like, what is this guy doing on the roof of his van? Just being crazy. What is your battery? I have 1200. I think I have 1280 watts of solar. I have four 320 watt panels, and I have just over 10,000 watt hours of battery. Yeah, so people are asking about summer plans. I don't know for sure 100% what I'm doing this summer, but I I don't really want to go back to California. It's too much moving around. And so I think I'm gonna just probably go up to the mountains somewhere, maybe in Arizona, um, maybe New Mexico. I don't want to go too far. I'm basically just leaving for the summer, and then as soon as the weather drops down, probably like October, I'm coming right back to Yuma and buying a box truck. I'm gonna build it out. So, um, yeah, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to do some huge road trip, and I don't want to put a bunch of miles on the van. I just want to chill for the summer, have a good time, go up to the mountains, maybe find some hot springs. Yeah, I'll probably. So what I'm thinking I might do is I might cruise over. Sir on Dave says Northern Nevada has some cool spots. Yeah, so I might cruise over east. Um, I might cruise over to eastern Arizona. There's some tall mountains, like east of Tucson. So I might go up east of Tucson, and then I might go up in. Oh, here's the other thing. I'm going to Burning Man. In When's Burning Man? It's like the end of August. So I got to be in like central Nevada or kind of north central Nevada by the end of August. So my thought was I'll go east to Arizona, maybe northern New Mexico, northwest New Mexico, and then I'll just slowly make my way back west, finishing the summer off in uh, north central Nevada. So I'm thinking go to Tucson, there's a mountain range there, maybe cruise into Nevada or into New Mexico, and then kind of cruise back to Arizona, hit up Payson. Cousin Lonnie, if y'all know Cousin Lonnie, he lives in Prescott, so I'll probably go up to Prescott, Arizona, go up to Flagstaff, and then depending where we're at, I'll probably start cruising up into Nevada. I might hit up Reno. I got AC in the van, so I don't really care if it's hot during the day, as long as it's not like 120, right? Like Yuma's pretty ridiculous, but I think some of the spots in Nevada, like Reno, I think it's only into the like low 90s because they're at a higher elevation. So we'll see what happens, but my goal is to kind of just slow down a little bit, relax, just focus on making awesome videos, and just kind of travel around and find some cool spots. So, just take my time. And that's really, that's what van life is about, right? Is not being rushed, not being in a hurry, just kind of enjoying yourself and exploring new places. And so that's what I want to do this summer is just kind of chill, relax, focus on my YouTube channel. If I can help some people with solar along the way, I'm happy to help out with solar. But I really just want to kind of chill and travel and, see a little bit of the country. RVing with Bandit says Shakespeare, New Mexico is my favorite boondocking spot. I'll have to check that out. Sun's getting ready to set. Francis is asking if I'm done with the box truck conversion. So, um, I was out in the desert in Eastern California on BLM land for, I want to say, a little over 2 full weeks. I was out there with Sir on Dave, with Scott, with Jason, and Nomad King Gamer came out and visited. Desert Runner Rick came out to visit. And so I was out there with those guys for a couple weeks. And I only do really electrical work is all the only services I provide. And so I completed Scott's rig um, in about a week. And then I helped Sir on Dave a little bit with I installed his solar panel, or yeah, I installed the solar panels. And then I helped him with his batteries, but he wasn't really at a point for me to continue to help him. He has some other stuff he needs to do on the build out. And so, yeah, I had to come back to Yuma. My dad lives here, and I had some things shipped to my dad's house. And so that's why I'm in Yuma. But depending where the boys are at on their build, if Sir on Dave gets ready for electrical work, I'm happy to cruise back out there and help him out. Let's see. Salkid Inc. says, Brad, I sent you a message on Insta for work up in Reno. I'm not sure when you sent that. If you sent it like during the live stream, then I haven't obviously checked it. Sir on Dave says, thanks again for the help. You're welcome, buddy. Happy to help out. Happy to help out the friends, help out the Nomad community. Yeah, I don't know. I'll check the Sir on Dave says we're starting the rear door soon. Awesome. Happy to hear it. I know Jason was out there kind of lending some guidance. He's a pro van builder. And so I think he had to help out. He was going to help Dave with the rear door, but he had to go help out Scott with the air conditioner, which is understandable. It's getting hot out there and Scott needs AC. So I think he had to take some time to do that. But then maybe after he helps Scott with the AC, he can help Dave with the rear door. And then I think after Dave does the rear door, then maybe Dave will be ready for some more electrical. So we'll see what happens. But happy to go back out and help him. Yeah, when he's ready. A lot of people asking if I sold the van. I have not. It's still for sale. I haven't sold it. I'm probably going to pull it off the market because it's too late in the season for me to do a build. And the thing is, I'm going to have two vehicles, right? This vehicle hasn't sold. And so I'll have this vehicle and another vehicle. And I'm only one person. So I can't do a box truck build by myself juggling two vehicles. That sounds very stressful. And I did not move into a box truck to be stressed out. So I'm just going to have to wait till next winter when I come back to my dad's house. And then I can do the build out. But that's okay. I ain't worried about it. It gives me summertime to travel. And then at that point, you know, once I buy the new build, I don't even care what this sells for. I might just light it on fire. I might just drive out to the woods and set it on fire. That'd be a pretty good video. Let's see what we got going on. Mastermind says, do you ever miss being in a house? I'm going to take a little sip of water here. Getting a little parched. So I'm also right by the airport. I don't think you guys can see it. Like the phone doesn't zoom in very much. But there's an airplane right there. That's like a big military, like a cargo plane. We're right by the military airport. And then earlier there was like a bunch of fighter jets flying in, and then a couple Osprey. If you know what Osprey are, they're awesome. They're like a helicopter airplane hybrid. They're pretty cool. But it's kind of a cool spot to just hang out, watch the planes land. Oh, there's an Osprey right here down underneath. Oh, I can zoom in. You still can't really see it, but that airplane that I'm like highlighting on, that's an Osprey. So maybe in the video you can see the propellers. So they're pretty cool because they have two propeller engines, one on each wing. And then like when they're taking off, the propeller wings rotate and they lift it straight up like a helicopter. And then when they fly forward, the whole damn propellers rotate forward and it looks like an airplane propeller. It's an absolute crazy design. Yeah, they do crash a lot. Sean mentions they crash a lot. I'm I'm not surprised. It seems like they would require a lot of maintenance. And there's a ton of moving parts. Yeah, that is some Halo shit. You're absolutely right. They got a ton of parts to make that happen. And so I would not be surprised that they crash a lot. Got a little view from the top of my van. Above Highway 8 in Yuma, Arizona. Hanging out, watching the sunset. Look at that. The screen finally brightened up a little bit. It wasn't liking that sunset. We'll see if we get a good sunset tonight. I'm kind of hungry. I'm like 50% of me wants to go make food because I'm hungry, but the other 50% of me wants to just hang out and watch the sunset. Where's home base? I don't have a home base. The only thing I have is my dad has a house in Yuma, Arizona. And so I do hang out here in the winters to visit with him. Um, and so, but it's only to visit him, right? Like, if my dad wasn't around, I would not come back to Yuma. There's a lot better places to be. Um, I'm just here to visit with him. And, but, you know, he travels in the summer. He doesn't stay here because it's too damn hot. It's like 120 all summer. So, he travels in the summer, and so I can't have mail sent here, or anything during, like, there's nobody here in the summertime at the house. So yeah, I guess it's like kind of a home base, right? Like, kind of partially. Here's a Sprinter, van life. They got a couple panels and a Max fan. So, oh, here comes that Osprey. It's coming closer. I don't know if you can see that. Not really, but those things are absolutely crazy. Yeah, the camera won't really autofocus on it. Osprey, you got it. Absolutely. So anyway, here's Nomad Brad's the future plans. I can't believe that's real. Yeah, that's a real aircraft. There's tons of them down here. So the military practices here in Yuma, and the reason they practice here a lot, the Air Force, is because the terrain and the temperatures are super similar to the Middle East. It's hot as shit. It's low humidity. The mountains are rocky. It's desert. So they do a lot of like combat simulation here because it's very similar to the Middle East. So anyway, fun fact for you. That's why they practice out here. Okay, so here's Nomad Brad's future plans. My plan is I'm buying a van this winter. No questions asked. Financially, I will be able to afford it. I could afford a new van in like 2 months cash, but it's the wrong time. It's going to be too hot, so we can't do it. But no questions asked. I'm doing a new van build this winter as soon as I get back to Yuma. So probably like October. New van build at my dad's house, and then my plan is to travel in that next box truck for a couple years, build up some savings, and I will be, by the way, I'll be 40 this year. This August, Nomad Brad's going to be 40. So I want to travel for a couple years. That'll put me at like, call it 43, 42, 43. And then I want to buy a piece of land has a couple acres. And I want a piece of land that has a primary residence on a couple acres plus with like a separate barn. And so what I want, my plan is to rent out the primary residence to tenants, have them pay down the mortgage, and then I'll basically use the barn, and I'll just tell them they can't use the barn. And so I'll set up the barn as my own little off-grid uh, living residence slash solar shop. And so I'll basically live in have the barn as my home base. The ideal situation would be able to have a big enough door that I could pull my box truck in, because my next box truck is going to be so large and badass and comfortable that I really don't need any more space. And I don't want to build out a secondary house that's part-time. So I would love to be able to drive my box truck into my barn and then just plug in shore power and have a ton of solar panels on the roof of my barn. So that's the plan. And then also, my other plan is that the barn would be large enough that I could do solar installs. And so then I'll probably scale back my traveling and then maybe just travel like 6 months a year instead of traveling full time. So I figure travel 6 months, stay at my home base for 6 months, and then I'll basically limit my solar installs to only 6 months while I'm at my home base. So that way I don't have to do mobile solar while I'm traveling. I just have people come to me, have all the parts delivered at me. I can have huge inventory, and it's just really, really smooth. And at that point, I could have like an install helper, somebody local, something like that. So that's the plan. Also, if my um, property is big enough, I would also have room for other nomads to come through and stay on my land. So that's all kind of part of the plan. We'll see if it all happens. Um, I'm thinking I'd like to buy land in Arizona. I really like it here, and the reason why is because whatever land I get, I want it to be somewhere sunny. I love free energy from the sun. I love having an off-grid home. And I think I would rather have a home base for the winter and then somebody just honked at me and then travel during the summertime because there's way more beautiful places to go during the summer. Like during the summer, I can go to Idaho, Wyoming, um, you know, South Dakota, Oregon, Washington, California. There's so many beautiful places. Um, but in the wintertime, you really only want to be in Arizona or Nevada or California. But I refuse to live in California. Taxes are way too high and their politics are far too left. So I don't want to have a home base in California. So basically, yeah, Washington is nice, but in the wintertime, it's gray and rainy. I know because I grew up in Oregon. I lived for 35 years in Oregon, so I know how that weather is. It sucks. It's beautiful in the summer, but it sucks in the winter. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have all winter be cold and drizzly and gray skies. So for that reason, I'll probably get a home base in either Arizona. I would be open to Nevada, I guess. But I'm thinking Arizona, and my parents are here. Both my parents, my mom and my dad. Of course, I like to visit my mom too. And if I got a big enough piece of property, then my mom could come stay. My mom could come stay on my property in Arizona. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Sir Dave says, sign me up. Yeah, if Sir Dave wants to come hang out there, he's welcome. Absolutely. Yeah, I have a spot for the nomads. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is if I could get a big chunk of land in Arizona, and that's the thing is if we're talking about Arizona, I don't vote. I don't vote at all. Voting is consent. I don't vote. I don't consent to any of it. None of it. Do not consent. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking Arizona. It's probably where I'll be. But yeah, if we're talking about Arizona, I mean, I could easily get 20 acres for a few hundred grand. So I want to be close enough. I'd like to be within half an hour of a Home Depot if possible. Some kind of a building supply. That would be ideal. I don't want to be too far out, and then it's harder to rent out your house if you're too far out in the boonies. So I don't want to be like way out off grid, but I'd like to be just out in the country somewhere. So I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Once I got the money together, I'll just call a real estate agent and tell them to figure it out. That's their job. There's some really cool land out by Tucson that's beautiful. It's kind of off grid, like south of Tucson by, I think it's called Tubac. I think it's called Tubac. It gets kind of close to the Mexican border, but there's some beautiful land that's like semi off grid, but also it's really popular. There's a lot of Airbnbs out there, so it'd be easy to like rent out the home and also have a nice little home base. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Patagonia, yeah, I'd be open to Patagonia, Arizona. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd love to be in the Sonoran Desert area, like cactus. Um, that whole area of Arizona is super beautiful. Lots of greenery and bushes and trees and birds and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I would love it. I do love the desert landscape. Um, and then, during the summer, I basically travel to the Pacific Northwest, Idaho, maybe Montana, that type of thing. Nomad Brad Ranch, there you go. Call it Nomad Ranch. Yeah, it'd be cool to have a Nomad Ranch. I would just have to look into like, the legality and the liability. So that's the only thing I got to look into. Um, and that's kind of the limitation on a lot of that stuff is, it'd be cool to just have this spot that's a big free for all where nomads could come hang out. But you have to have insurance because, people are people, people are sue happy. Nowadays, a lot of people are more complainers than they were 10, 20 years ago. So um, I could open myself up to a lot of lawsuits. So that's the thing I got to figure out is just what the insurance situation would be. Yeah, barn dominium, Sean. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a barn dominium with like a 15-foot roll-up door, 20-foot ceilings. That's what I'm saying. Spray foam, 3 inches of spray foam insulation, maybe 6 inches of spray foam insulation. I'm talking big time. And the other thing too is the good news is when you're a small business owner, a big problem for me is that I've been self-employed for a long time, and so it's hard to get a mortgage. So all the land I was going to have to basically buy for cash. But when you're a small business owner, I think you have to own your own business for like three plus years, and then once you have 3 years of like unemployment or of employment history as self-employed, then you can qualify for a mortgage. And that's how a lot of YouTubers and like, 4x4, no, I don't know, man. That's how a lot of van life YouTubers buy land. So anyway, long story short, by the time I'm ready to buy land in a couple of years, yeah, I do show profit. Um, by the time I'm ready to buy land in a couple of years, I'll have a fat chunk of cash for a down payment and I'll be eligible for a mortgage. So I can get a good piece of land with a house, just bite the bullet on a mortgage, but I'll have the tenants pay it down. So it's like I'm not really paying the mortgage out of pocket. The tenants will pay it, hopefully. Van Life Q says, what's the best build I can start off with just to get a good feel of things? Um, I would get a shuttle bus. Shuttle buses are cheap. You can get them small or big depending how you want to go. But the best thing about a shuttle bus is it's big enough that you can stand up, you can walk around, but it's super easy you don't have to build it out because it already has a door with like the stairs in it and it already has windows. And the best thing about a shuttle bus is you can use regular residential home furnishings. Like you can go buy a regular bed from IKEA, from Walmart, set it up in the back, and you're sleeping. You can go buy a sink cabinet from Home Depot, pre-assembled, and just set it on the floor and put in a gray tank and a fresh tank right under the sink cabinet, and you have fresh water and gray water. So by far, a shuttle bus is the easiest to just build out yourself without any skills. You can just grab some curtains, throw up some curtains, plop down a bed, plop down a sink cabinet, get a shelf cabinet from Walmart, and you're living. So that would definitely be my recommendation. You can throw some flexible solar panels on the roof. You can get a power station, just plug in the panels, and you're living. Also, they're super cheap. You can get a used shuttle bus for like 5 grand. So that's definitely my recommendation. I lived in a shuttle bus for a while. They're not that bad. They definitely don't compare to a box truck, but they're not a bad choice. I think it's better than a van for sure. Definitely cheaper. Nice little sunset going down. I like it. We're just chilling. The wind died down. Take a little tour of the site. So I see your question about being fearful that a shuttle bus will be difficult to work on. Here's the beauty of a shuttle bus. A shuttle bus uses a standard van chassis. When you buy a shuttle bus, you basically have two options: Ford Econoline or a Chevy Express or a GMC Savannah, which is basically the same as a Chevy Express. So shuttle buses use the most common platform in America. They make millions of them. So if you buy a shuttle bus, it's going to have the same engine as a Ford E150 Econoline or a Chevy Express. So a shuttle bus is going to be 1,000 times easier to work on than a Sprinter, than a ProMaster, than a Transit. The parts are going to be cheaper, and every mechanic and their grandma is going to understand how to work on them because they use regular van parts. So fear not. They're actually very, very easy to work on. Loving the sunset. It's so nice out here right now. It's like, I don't know the temperature. It's got to be like 70, high 70s. I'm going to say like 79, maybe low 80s. But we got a breeze. Like the breeze is blowing. I feel comfortable. Uh, we got a comment. Last lines says there's a shuttle bus for sale near me for 6,500. Almost already converted with a mini split. Yeah, dude, shuttle buses are super cheap. Because here's the thing, the only thing shuttle buses are good for is basically transporting people or converting to a tiny home. The only people that buy shuttle buses are churches and um, like hotels. That's it. Versus box trucks, people buy box trucks for business. So there is a lot more demand for box trucks. That's why the price is higher. There's not a very high demand for shuttle buses because you can't do that much with them. So if you're looking to save money, you can get a good deal on a used shuttle bus. And you can get a gas engine if you want something super simple. David saying, what would you charge to replicate the electrical? That's a good question, David. I'm not really sure. I would say you're probably going to be in the $5,000 to $7,000 range, just depending on what vehicle you have, how much energy you need, all that kind of stuff. You're probably looking at 5 to 7 grand. There's the freeway down there, Highway 8. If you guys are tuning in late, all this greenery we see, that is produce. So, you know, Yuma, Arizona is one of the biggest producers of bagged lettuce. So they grow a lot of kale, spinach, and then just regular different types of lettuce, romaine, all kinds of stuff. And this is just one little patch of farm. It extends all the way down, all the way over there. There's tons of it. They grow tons of lettuce here. Yuma, Arizona. It's a beautiful spot. It's the best time of the evening. I was looking to see if we're gonna get a good sunset. They can be hit and miss. Tonight, it's beautiful, but it's not as awesome as it has been in the past. We got kind of a mild sunset tonight. Still beautiful, make no mistake, still beautiful. But I've seen better. I've seen better. Yuma's got me spoiled because Yuma has absolutely beautiful sunsets. Sometimes the clouds come in and it's just absolutely breathtaking. You think I'm running out of stuff to talk about? What are you talking about? I'm answering questions. You want me to talk about something different? Ask a question. Francis says shuttle buses don't provide the essence of stealthiness. Yeah, that's something else to consider. Is a shuttle bus isn't going to be super stealthy. Box truck, I still think is pretty stealthy, but a shuttle bus, people are going to kind of know you're living in it. Um, unless um, unless you tint the side windows, maybe. But anyway, I don't know. Talk about food. I'm hungry. I might have to go make some dinner. Let me check the chat really quick. Looks great on video. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear you guys are enjoying the sunset. This is like the main reason I do van life, is just to be out in nature. Matt AK, what's up, Matt? Matt says just got home from wrenching on my trailer power system. Happy to hear it. Yeah, Matt AK is adding power to his trailer. He's got a camper trailer. John O'Neill says, what do you do for medical insurance? Here's what I do, John. I don't have any. That's what I do for medical insurance. I've been self-employed since 2013. In 2013, I started my first business in heating and air conditioning. And after being an HVAC tech for like, I don't know, 7 years. And I've been self-employed ever since then. And as you guys maybe know, self-employed health insurance is pretty expensive. And I'm just somebody that I never go to the doctor ever. Even in my 7 years of heating and cooling, I had really good health insurance, and I went to the doctor maybe twice. I don't go. I don't get sick. I don't break stuff. I don't take medications. And so that's why I don't bother with health insurance. At some point when I get older, I'm going to need something, but it just, I mean, if I think about it, in all these 7 years that I've been a nomad, I've never gone to the hospital once. I've went to the dentist a couple times. That's it. I've never gone to the hospital in 7 years as a nomad. So imagine if I was paying for health insurance. Most health insurance is going to be hundreds of dollars a month. Imagine if I was paying $300 to $700 a month for health insurance for 7 years. And I've never gone to the doctor. I've never taken medication. All that money down the drain. So that's why I don't have health insurance. Like if I have some emergency, I'll just deal with it when it happens, Deal with it when it happens. Yeah, actually, I have a nomad friend. I won't mention his name, but he had a hernia, and he went to like a U.S. doctor, and I think they quoted him like, I want to say it was like $5,000 to $7,000 for the surgery. And then he doesn't have health insurance. And then he just went down to Mexico and they did the whole thing. Oh, and the other thing is they couldn't even get him in for like 2 to 3 weeks. And so he literally went down to Mexico. They got him in within a few days, and he said it only cost him like 1,200 bucks. So that's something else to think about. Is you could cruise down to Mexico, but yeah, I'm just rolling the dice. I'm living healthy, enjoying myself, and at the end of the day, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So, I don't have kids, I don't have dependents. By the time I'm really old, all my family will have passed, and so I'm just I'm just here for the ride as long as it's good, and then when the ride's not good anymore, it's probably time for old Nomad Brad to check out. So I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna go inside and make some food. What do you guys think? Should I stream that, or should I just log out and make my own dinner? Yeah, my box truck is registered as an RV. So it was a commercial vehicle, and my insurance was about 100 bucks a month. And then I I converted it to an RV, and so my insurance dropped down to now it's really cheap. It's like 50 bucks a month. Stream it? Okay, we'll stream dinner. Uh, yeah, RV's cheaper. It's like 50 bucks a month now. Oh, I gotta come back for my chair and my water. I gotta go anyway, so up to you. All right, thanks for hanging in. Anybody that wants to leave, we've been going for an hour now, so we've surpassed the first hour of the live stream. But for anybody that wants to sign off, you're welcome to do it. Otherwise, guess I'm gonna make some food. I'm hungry. So if you guys want to stick around, you can hang out while I make some food. Up to you. And I gotta go outside and grab the ladder and my. I gotta go outside and grab the ladder and my cup before it gets dark. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and I'm gonna leave you guys here. So I'll be back in a minute, and I'm gonna let you watch this little sunset view out the window, and I'll be back in I don't know, just a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. All right, my friends. Nomad Brad back. Look at that. We get a pretty good view out the window. That's kind of cool. I like it. I like it. Okay. So let's see. So I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put the ladder away, slide it under the table here, and then we'll make some dinner. Oh, I can hear there's like a fighter jet rumbling by. It is kind of cool hanging out by the airport. Okay. Do 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 do. Okay, so the house is all reset. Kind of like that view out the window. We'll rock that for a little bit. How you guys doing? You hanging in there? I got to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner. I don't think I have a lot of options. Let's see what we got. We'll check the fridge. Wonder how my battery's doing. This phone is super hot. I can't tell the. It won't show me my battery life. Let's see. Hold on. Oh well. It should be fine. It was pretty much charged. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get some veggies soaking. If you guys know me, I like my vegetables um, with oil and vinegar. So I got a cucumber and I have, where's my bell pepper? I have like a piece of bell pepper somewhere in here. Here it is. I got a little bit of bell pepper. We'll take that out. I got some beef. So we'll go ahead and cook that up. Let's see. What else do we got in here? I got some onions. Cook up some onions. What is this? Oh, purple onion. Carrots. I don't think I need any carrots with this. Okay, so we'll do that. Uh, we don't need any eggs, I don't think. This teriyaki sauce is really good. I might use that. I guess I'll do some quinoa with that teriyaki sauce, and I'll put some beef on it. And then I'll do some. Yeah, so someone's asking about. I think I'm just gonna stay the night here. I don't see any reason why not. It looks pretty chill. Um, I'm just pulled off on the side of like a public road, a public street, so I don't see any reason why I can't stay the night here. There's a private parking lot across the street. I could go there, but um, Yuma is super laid back with their like vehicle habitation. They don't care. Yuma's a huge RV town, so I don't think anybody's gonna hassle me. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna turn the lights on. I'm gonna put my window shades down just so people driving by don't see me like running around in here. Let's see. Okay. All right, we'll turn the lights on. It'll probably kill the lookout the view out the window, basically. Oh well. Oh well. Ooh. I got something exciting. I just remembered. Okay, so check this out. Um, for y'all that are like regular Nomad Brad subscribers, You know, I only have one kitchen knife, right? This one right here. I bought it at Walmart like 4 years ago. It's serrated. It's pretty dull. It's not good for like chopping vegetables. And so I finally bought a new kitchen knife, but it's not a regular knife. It's a little bit different. And so it's a little bit weird, just like me. But check this out. So I bought this huge pocket knife, but it's a cleaver. Look at that. How cool is that? So Desert Runner Rick, I don't know if he's still in here, but he was showing me a knife very similar to this when we camped out a few weeks ago. And I thought it was so cool that I went online and was kind of browsing options. And I found this. So the thing I like about it is because it's a folder, like I'm not going to carry this in my pocket. It's way too big. But because it's a folder, you don't need like a sheath for it, right? Like this one, you have the sheath for it, but because it folds up, then you can just drop it down, put it in your pocket, or put it in uh, the drawer. But anyway, this is my new knife. So we'll use this tonight to chop up some veggies. It's super sharp, so I'm excited to have it. And then because it's not serrated, it'll be easy to sharpen in the future. No, it's not spring assist, but it has like the little thumb stud, finger stud on it, so you can just flip it out. Yeah, and this is like a 4-inch blade, so it should be just fine for chopping. The other reason I got this is because a lot of the cleavers that you try to buy that are like regular kitchen cleavers, they're like 7 or 8 inches long. And I just I don't know that for what I'm doing. So anyway, that's that's the use tonight. We'll try it out, see how it does. Keep it lubed. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. Keep it lubricated. So we're gonna cook up this beef. And let's see, we're gonna cook up the beef. I'm just gonna use, I guess I'll make some quinoa. I don't have any already made. I guess I ate it all. So we'll go ahead and get that going. Don't go running around the rig with that. Yeah, I hear you. So I'm taking out the Instant Pot. We'll be using the Instant Pot and the induction cooktop tonight. What was that? I saw a comment about eggs. I wish the chat would stay on the screen. Beef and eggs with a side of rice. Yeah, I could do that. I guess I could do beef and eggs. That'd be okay. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, cover the window. I'm gonna leave it open because this side of the window, I'm up against like a fence, and then it drops off down the hill to the freeway. So like nobody can see in that side. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is chop up the vegetables and get them soaking. I'm in Arizona, and get them soaking while we hold on, move this, while we do the other stuff. Uh, hold on, I gotta go. Man, that phone is super hot. I don't know why it's so hot. Damn, my phone. Okay, we're using the new one. Here we go. See how it chops. Okay, so I got this cucumber. It slices, it dices. So somebody told me when you're using these English cucumbers, because they have plastic wrap, they told me you have to wash it still before you use it. You can't just take the plastic off and use it. So I'm gonna rinse it real quick. Okay, here we go. So let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. That's super sharp. Hold on. Yeah, it cuts like butter. You're right about that. super smooth. Let's compare it to my other knife. Yeah, don't cut your finger. That's no joke. That's so smooth. Okay, hold on. Let me get the other one. So on this one, like I'm having to really push into it. It's still not too bad. I mean, a cucumber is like pretty, pretty easy to cut with anything. But, oh, the true test would be like a tomato. But damn, that is sharp. Okay, cool. I love it. It's a win. I got it on Amazon. It was only 40 bucks. Okay, so yeah, it's very nice. It's just so much smoother. The action is so much smoother. It's very satisfying. And then I can, let's see. Ooh. And then I can do, hold on. I can do this. Damn, look at that. We just sliced that whole stack of cucumbers. We're slicing and dicing. Heck yeah. All right, cool. Chop it up. Oh damn. Look at that. Bam. Yeah, I got to be careful I don't cut myself. This thing's wicked. How you holding up in the desert? Yeah, it was super hot out here. Um, it was super hot out here, but I ran my air conditioner, right? So it's like, yeah, it was hot, but not for, not that big of a deal. The only downside is, yeah, be careful with the knife with no insurance. That's hilarious. You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. Um, the only difference is that you can't really do anything outside, right? So you're pretty much stuck inside the van, which is not ideal. But the van was super comfortable, and the solar system and battery is doing awesome. Like basically, I ran my air conditioner all day for the last 2 days, ran it all day, and then also, used my regular electricity for cooking. And by the time it was like the sun went down, I was at 95 to 100% battery every time. So, uh, yeah, the electrical system's been super good. The air conditioner is super efficient. It's a really good system. Very happy with it. All right. All right. This is the last of the cucumber here. I know this is probably kind of boring. No. I want to get this going first so that it has time to soak. Damn. While I'm doing the rest of dinner. Okay. There we go. What else we got? We'll throw a little onion in there. Little onion. I'm gonna start crying. Oh, there's a trick where you put like water. You put a bowl of water next to the onion, I guess. I always forget to do something. Mentally, oh man, this cuts so nice on the onion. Mentally, I'm always like, I'm just gonna tough it out, and then I end up crying. But whatever. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we'll save that onion for later. Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna throw these little scraps away. He needs to do a video for just a little red rip. I don't know what a red rip is. Okay, and then we're gonna do, let's see. So somebody told me I should do the vinegar first. Wait, was I supposed to do the vinegar first or the olive oil first? Somebody told me I was doing it wrong. I think you do the olive oil first. I think that's what you're supposed to do. You do the olive oil first, and then otherwise, if you do the vinegar first, then the olive oil won't stick to it. I think that's how it goes. I could be messing this up, but I think that's what it is. So we'll do the olive oil. I mean, I shake it all up anyway, so I don't know if it even really makes a difference. Olive oil, and then some vinegar. Okay. And then we'll throw some salt and pepper. Here we go. Pepper, some salt. Whew. Okay, so this is ready to go. Veggies. Kind of shake them up a little bit. And then we'll just let these kind of marinate while we're doing the rest of our dinner. Okay, so let me get my skillet, which is down here where you can't see it. Ooh, I have a sweet potato. Maybe I should do the sweet potato. Maybe I'll do sweet potato. I'll do steak and eggs and sweet potato. That sounds pretty tasty. Okay, let's do that. So, let me get the sweet potato started first. Once again, wrapped in plastic. How you guys doing? Yeah, sweet potato and bacon and eggs sounds really good. It sounds a lot better than rice. I guess I'll go ahead and wash it. Get the plastic off of it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty good view. It kind of gives you guys a full shot of the action. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to do the sweet potato in the Instant Pot. So we need my metal bowl. Where's that at? Here it is. So we need this. We're going to chop the sweet potato, throw it in here. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you being here, joining the live stream. Oh, look at, I'm using this crappy knife and I'm like having to saw through this sweet potato. This is a pretty good uh this is a pretty good comparison. So like with this sweet potato, look at this. Like I have to saw. I can't just if I just push down on it, it won't even cut through it. Like I have to saw my sweet potato. There. It'll cut that. Very difficult. Okay, let's see what this guy does. Woo! There it goes. Very nice. So that one will cut all the way through without having to saw it, which is nice. Hell yeah. Old habits die hard. You got that right. You got that right, man. All right, so this is all the sweet potato bits are gonna go into the metal bowl, and then I cook the sweet potato in the metal bowl in the Instant Pot on high for 5 minutes. But it takes 5 minutes to heat up, 5 minutes to cook, 5 minutes for the pressure to release. So it's actually a 15-minute, altogether, it's like a 15-minute cook time. Don't need that. Okay. Yeah, I do have to be careful with this knife. It's super, like, you can just feel it. Like, if you got a finger under that, you're gonna have a real bad day. Okay, here we go. So with the sweet potato, I'm gonna add butter. However much that is. We'll put this right here. I see we got a new super chat. Appreciate you guys. What is that just came in? Hold on. I'm missing stuff while I'm cooking here. Uh, what do we got? Laura and Donovan. Love your videos. I'm neurodivergent, so your weirdness is normal to me and probably others as well. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. I agree with you. Here's the thing, too. I feel like people that aren't weird are just faking it. Everybody's a little weird. You know what I mean? If you're not weird, you're faking it, or you're an NPC. Either one. Okay, cool. So let's toss this. And so here's what I'm doing: sweet potatoes with a big chunk of butter. And then what's cool is with the Instant Pot, it'll like melt that butter, make a little butter sauce out of it. So we'll do that. I think I have cinnamon. Should I put cinnamon on this? No sugar, but I could do cinnamon. That's kind of weird, isn't it? It might be good though. Let me see. I think I have cinnamon in my deep kitchen storage here. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, right here. Cinnamon powder. I think it makes sense to sprinkle some of this on the sweet potatoes. Again, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. There's no recipe here. We're just guessing. We're just making stuff up. All right, so let's put that back in. Okay, so here's what we came up with. Sweet potatoes, cube of butter, cinnamon. Sounds good to me. So we're gonna put it in the Instant Pot. We're gonna pressure cook it on high for 5 minutes. Okay. And then let's see, we're done with the butter. And now we're gonna get the pan ready to do the steak. Throw some olive oil down. We'll have to cook the steak first and then the eggs. It's like two different things going on there. Okay, let's see. I can put the vinegar away. We're done with the vinegar. Uh, let's see. What else? What else? I guess I'll save the bell pepper. I'll probably just have this with breakfast. It doesn't make sense to use the bell pepper in this. I'll have that with breakfast. Okay, bell pepper's going away. I think we'll use these green onions though. Wonder how my battery levels are doing on the microphone. Oh, they're good. Mic batteries are good. Phone batteries should be okay. We got some green onions. Thought maybe I heard somebody pulling up behind me, but I did not. I did not. Okay. By the way, I have the air conditioner currently on. It's about 75 degrees in here, feeling good. I feel a little breeze, little draft. from the AC. It's pretty nice. Okay. I'm gonna have to get some oil for this knife. You think I have to oil it often? You think I need to oil it just because it's like a flip out knife? Or is that something where like I need to oil the cutting surface? I don't know how any of this works. Let me know. Okay. So olive oil, yes, absolutely. Mike doesn't sound good. Can you guys hear me okay? Throw some apple in. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah, apple would be good. Oh, Mike is good. You sound fine. Okay, cool. Happy to hear I'm good. Dino says, will EcoFlow products work okay in a box truck? Yeah, for sure. You can use EcoFlow. Loud and clear. Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, you can use EcoFlow stuff. You just need to make sure you have enough batteries and that you have. That's basically it. I mean, if you're going to do an EcoFlow, you're going to get a big one. So you just got to pay attention to like the solar input and all this stuff. Uh, but EcoFlow is good. By the way, that actually reminds me, I have a friend. Um, I have a friend who I was going back and forth with because he wanted to get a power station, so I wanted to help him out, like pick out a good one. And he's planning to do all these crazy things with his. He has a box truck, and he wants to run like an air conditioner, all this stuff. And so I told him, I was like, get an air conditioner or get a power station that accepts, over 1,000 watts of solar. And he bought the Yeti Goal Zero. It's like the 6,000. And what's crazy about it is it has like a 6,000 watt hour battery, which is pretty large for a portable power station. Most of them max out around 2,000 without an add-on pack. So it has like a 6,000 watt hour battery, but what's crazy is it only accepts 600 watts of solar. So it's like it's really not designed to be charged through solar. It's designed to be charged through like a wall plug or something. I don't know. I've never, and I looked all over at the specifications for this thing. I've never seen a power station that has such a large battery pack, but such a small solar input capability. So be careful when you're buying stuff. I mean, Yeti Goal Zero is like, it's a good brand. They got a good reputation, but they really dropped the ball with that power station. Absolutely terrible specifications. And I told them that. I was like, this thing sucks. Why did you buy it? I told you 1,000 watts of solar. And he got it really cheap. He only paid $500 for it. And it's like the retail on it is like 3,500 bucks. So he just bought it thinking he was getting some sweet deal. But I don't know. It's not that good. Nick, I don't know what percentage the tint is on the windows. The windows came like this. So they're just RV. They're just RV windows. So it's whatever the tint is on RV windows. It's probably, I mean, looking at it, it's probably like 35% or maybe 30% would be my guess. Okay, sweet potatoes are going. The beef is heating up. Holy cow. Jay says this weekend I'm going to take a look at a 2014 F650 with a 20-foot box, 130,000 miles. That sounds like a badass rig, bro. Good luck. 650 that's a monster. That's a lot of that's a high GVWR. Good for you, brother. Hope it all works out. Hope you can join the box truck crew. 6.5 miles per gallon. Yeah, the 6.8 V10, it's a good engine. They made it for many, many years. I'm sure you'll get the same fuel economy as me. You'll get between 9.5. The funny thing is, when I bought this truck brand new and it was empty, it got 9.5 miles a gallon. And then after I fully built it out, now it weighs 11,000 pounds, and I still get 9.5 miles a gallon. So it's like no matter what, these things are just they're tanks. Like the fuel economy doesn't go up or down; it just stays the same. So that's a big one though. 20-foot box, that's a monster. You could put a big house in that. That's for sure. The cool thing too is it's the 6.8 V10, so it's easy to work on. Any mechanic can work on it. Parts are cheap. You can get parts at Napa Auto. There's no special order stuff. And they've made that engine so long. They've made that 6.8 since uh, the late 90s, early 2000s. So they've been making that engine for over 20 years. So it's like they've kind of figured out all the kinks on it, worked out all the kinks on it. And so it should be by 2014 model year, should be a pretty good, reliable engine for you. I was considering a Ford instead of an Isuzu. The new, if you go with let's see, here we go. If you go with the 2020 or newer, they have the 7.3 V8, 7.3 liter naturally aspirated, and the transmission is upgraded. It's like I don't know, it's like a 6-speed or a 10-speed transmission or something crazy. So you actually get really good fuel economy, up to 15. But there's a few reasons I decided not to get it. But I thought about it. Thought about it. Man, that looks good. That looks really good. 10 speed. There you go. Yeah, yeah, 10 speed. Yeah, it's expensive. A 2020 plus is going to run you 30 grand. But my main concern was not price. It was they don't make them with the high cube box, so you're basically only going to find them with 7-foot ceilings, and I really want the 8-foot ceiling. And then also, um, they really only have the 14,500 pound GVWR, and I want at least 16,000 pounds. The one Jay's looking at is probably 20,000 pounds. An F650, I can't even imagine. That's got to be 20,000 pounds GVWR. So that's like, that can haul a lot of weight. You can tow a trailer. You can build an entire tiny home onto that and pull a trailer behind you, no problem. Or pull another car. Yeah, it's gas. It is gas. It's a 7.3 naturally aspirated gasoline engine. Because the 6.8 is a gasoline. So they went up in engine size from a 6.8 to a 7.3. The specifications are badass. Yeah, and the compact, yeah, that too. The compact size of the Isuzu, um, it gives me more. I gotta turn the fan on, guys. It's gonna give me more living space and less overall length. Like, here's the thing: my cab plus on my Econoline is 9 feet. If Jay is getting the F series, the pickup truck is even longer because it has the engine in front of the cab, not under the cab. So Jay's cab chassis is probably going to be 12 feet plus a 20-foot box. So he's looking at 32. He's probably going to be in the 33 to 35 feet by the time you figure bumper to bumper. But it's all good. Don't let me discourage you, Jay. You buy that box truck. Sounds like a badass rig. Okay, look at this beef. Look at that. That looks pretty good. I'm proud of myself. I should make, I should be a TikTok cooking influencer. Looking pretty good. All right, you're making me hungry. I'm making myself hungry. I haven't eaten in a long time today. Okay, let's see. So we got the beef cooking. I gotta turn the fan on. Sorry, guys. That's just what it is. Only while the beef is cooking, though. Can you install solar in any state? Yeah. Yeah, I can install solar anywhere on vehicles. That's why I only install on vehicles. There's no licensing or permits. If I was doing if I was doing solar like on residential, then I would have to have specific permits for every state, every city, or every state, but all the way down to like the city and the county. It's a complete nightmare. So that's why I don't work on houses. Well, but also like houses are, it's a huge job to do solar on a house. You can't do that as one person. You need a whole crew. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. I'm going to put the cutting board away. 18 to 20 foot MPR. A washer and dryer. Okay, so for the person, yeah, so that's the thing is you have to do the math, my friend. Hold on. Let me read your chat again. You're asking about a 3,000 watt all-in-one. So you got to do the math. You know you have 3,000 available watts. A mini split is about 800 watts. I would allow, just call it 1,000 watts. Um, so 1,000 watts for the mini split, and then you got to figure out how much power the washer or dryer uses. The dryer is probably what's going to kill you. I don't think the washing machine probably uses that much energy, but the dryer might. But you got to add it up. So I'm sure it's probably going to be fine because I'm running my mini split right now, and I'm using the induction cooktop, and I'm running my Instant Pot. Instant Pot is 800 watts. Induction cooktop at this level is 600 watts. Mini splits pulling a few hundred. So you just got to do the math and figure it out. But you'll probably be okay. I'm sure you'll be fine. Also, keep in mind the mini split is only running hard. Like the mini split is variable, so it's only pulling 800 watts, like during the hottest part of the day. And if you have poor insulation, or if it's really hot in your rig. But if you've been running your mini split all day, then it's just going to run at low capacity. So I mean, but still, you should do the math, my man. You can find out online how many watts your washer and dryer uses. All that information is available for free on the internet. You don't have to pay for it. It's out there. If you're going to do your own system and build your own stuff, you should do all that because the absolute worst case scenario. Oh, geez, you're in Florida. The worst case scenario is you spend a bunch of time and money building out a rig, and then it's not capable of meeting your needs. That's like the worst possible thing. So you don't want that to happen. Okay, so yeah, Florida, you're gonna want a ton of insulation. A ton of insulation. You can always have a split. You can always add a second inverter too. I mean, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we want to do here. So I need to put my steak somewhere. I have extra steak. I think I might put it in with these garbanzo beans. I'm going to kind of rinse it out though. Okay, so I rinsed out these garbanzo beans. I'm going to put the extra steak because I'm not going to eat. I cooked the whole thing of steak, but obviously I'm not going to eat all that tonight. So I'm going to put the extra in here, and that'll be probably lunch tomorrow. Man, that looks good. That smells so delicious. Where's my fork at? All right, here we go. We got the fork. Do things proper here. This steak is so tasty. I can smell it. All right. Man, I'm so hungry. I think I might just try this steak, see how we did. Let's see. Woo! Chopping the beef. Let's go. Very nice. I had salmon out of a can on bread with mayo in 90-degree Arizona desert. What in the world is going on, bro? You gotta step your game up, Redcon. Salmon in a can. It might not be bad though. Mmm, it's so good. Okay, let's think. Eggs. It's time for the eggs. What was that? Retired meat cutter here. Looks like you picked out a nice steak. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, I retired butcher boy. Heck yeah. Welcome to the chat, my friend. At least get an air fryer. Why do I need an air fryer? What does that do? I'm lazy with making meal. I hear you, dude. Honestly, I used to hate cooking. It wasn't until this year that I finally started to enjoy cooking. And I got to credit it to YouTube. Partially, you know, I was just like started cooking meals on YouTube and I was like, hey, this isn't too bad. And it's delicious. And I'm not just, it's more enjoyable. So yeah, it's like, now I'm kind of enjoying making meals. Although I'm still not a chef and my meals are still pretty wonky. And half the time I just throw stuff together like tonight. I'm curious about the cinnamon we put on those sweet potatoes. I bet it's gonna be tasty though. Okay, so we're gonna get the eggs going. I'm gonna turn the cooktop back on. We'll cook them on level 3. Man, okay, so I chopped up some steak. I know the apples, I hear you, man. I hear you. The apples needed to go in the Instant Pot though, and I already turned it on. So I can't do the apples this time. I'll do it next time. Air fryers can cook almost anything. Oh, you're talking to this canned salmon guy. I got you. Too lazy to use the Instant Pot? That's hilarious. Yeah, the Instant Pot's about as easy as it gets. But also, like, I understand not wanting to cook stuff. Like, I get it. I totally understand. Maybe one day you will decide you want to cook some stuff. Or maybe you should start a YouTube channel. And then maybe if you become a YouTuber, then you'll be interested in doing cooking with your internet friends. Cooking with internet friends. All right, I'm gonna turn the vent fan off for a minute. Do you guys know how to do the? Do you guys know how to crack an egg with one hand? I never learned how to do that. Marshmallows with cinnamon. Hey, Diana Sailor, happy to have you here. All right, so this is the leftover meat for later. We're gonna put that aside. Okay, we got some eggs. Yeah, so I see people all the time uh, cracking eggs with one hand. I don't even know how. Like, I guess there's some motion to it or something. Oh, well, that kind of worked. I mean, technically that worked. It's pretty messy though. I feel like that is not how chefs are supposed to do it. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Canada. Happy to have you here. We're making a little dinner. It's all about the pressure. Okay, we'll try it again. Oh, oh no. Oh no, we got shell in there. That's going to be a little extra texture. Okay, that didn't work. I think I need to like, what's wrong with the sound? Is the sound messed up? I don't know. Looks okay to me. Watching from the Philippines? Happy to have you here. Okay. Let me try it again. I feel like I need to crack it, like hit it harder. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's like a set of chopsticks. We got it. So I think that was the problem is I wasn't hitting them hard enough. Bam, look at that. It's a little messy, but I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool. Yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Look at that. We just learned something new tonight. I'm honestly, I've never tried to crack an egg with one hand before. Never even tried it until tonight. It took us 3 eggs and then we got it. The trick is to split the parts with the other two-finger, use the thumb as a pivot. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I can tell it's like, it's going to take some practice. But the good news is, I basically eat 4 eggs for breakfast every day. So I got plenty of time to practice. I know I left the eggshell in the pan. I don't care. I'm going to eat it. I ain't worried about it. We'll eat the eggshell. It's extra calcium. I don't care. The only problem with the induction cooktop is if you get water on it or like sticky stuff on it, because it's like a touch screen thing. Then it messes up, it locks out all the controls. So then you have to clean it, which is what I just did now. You have to clean it before you can use it. But that's not like that's not a big deal. It's just one of those things, baby. I am a lefty. He'll need to practice the egg crack. Yeah, I'm left-handed. Okay, here we go. Well, I'll tell you what, because I'm doing the eggs and the beef in one pan, so now it's kind of turned into a scramble. Which I mean, it's fine. I'm not opposed to a scramble. I'll show you guys what's going on. See that? So I guess I should have pulled all the beef out. I don't know. I don't really care. It's still gonna be delicious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's go. Ooh, the sweet potatoes should be done. Never cooked eggs in the pan with cooked beef. Yeah, I do it all the time. When you're living in a van, I mean, anything you can do to like cut down the steps or like cut down on dirty dishes, it just makes everything so much easier. So, I probably should have like mixed up the cinnamon a little better. It didn't really distribute evenly. If you guys can see that. Like some pieces have a ton of cinnamon, other ones not so much. So, next time I should probably like get the potatoes a little wet or something and then sprinkle the cinnamon on it and like shake them up. An incinerator toilet? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I could, I guess. Here's the thing though, is like, it takes like an hour to cook a turd on an incinerator toilet. It just seems like a lot of time. Oh, hot. Mm, this is good though. It's really good. Mm. So I didn't put any sugar on here, just cinnamon. I'm trying to like, I try to live on a low sugar diet. Ooh, mash the potatoes and mix. That's a good idea. Yeah, I should mash them. I should mash them. That's a good tip. I appreciate that. Let's see what we can do. I don't know if it's soft enough. Oh, someone asked what's for dinner. Um, eggs and beef. And so we got 4 eggs, some beef strips that I cooked up, and then this is sweet potatoes with butter and cinnamon. And so now I'm gonna try to mash them up. They're not. I didn't cook them like super mushy because I like them to be a little crunchy when I eat them like in potato form. But the reality is, if I knew I was gonna mash them, I would have cooked them for a couple of minutes longer. So I think they're just gonna be half mashed. I'll have to plan that out next time. Definitely make these again, but I'll cook them for probably 7 minutes if I'm gonna mash them. Mm, so good. Okay, we gotta flip the eggs. All my eggs are all messed up. If you're just tuning in, all my eggs are all messed up because I tried to, for the first time, I tried to crack an egg with one hand, and so I broke all the yolks because we're learning stuff. Hey, you know what they say? You got to break a couple eggs to make an omelet. Looks pretty good. Oh yeah, it's still gonna be delicious. Are you kidding me? At the end of the day, it's still gonna be delicious. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look super, professional, but I don't claim to be a professional. So, win-win situation. There we go. Look at that. Done. There it is. Time to get a wife. Yeah, right. Make things 1,000 times more complicated. So here we are. Eggs, beef, sweet potatoes. Looking delicious. I gotta fire on the vent fan a little bit. And then, let's see. I need a bowl. I guess I'll use this. That's all yolks? No, it's all eggs. It's a full chicken in there. Carol wants some. Yeah, the backsplash, you can order them on Amazon. So um, the key is you're looking for tempered glass. So if you type in tempered glass backsplash, then there's all kinds of different designs you can get. They're like 140 bucks. Looks better than most of the diners I've been in. Heck yeah. Okay, so I think we got to go just a few more minutes, honestly, on this. Go a few more minutes. Got to get the eating space ready. Bring out the chair. There we go. Oakley dokley, we're ready to eat. And let's see. By the way, there's 274 people in here. I appreciate you guys for coming into the stream, hanging out. Does your stove make your counter hot? No, not at all. In fact, what's interesting is because it's an induction cooktop, it's only hot where there's a metal plate. So like I can put my hand right here. It's not even hot. Like look at that. My hand is right next to the burner. This is not even hot. So induction is a really cool technology. It basically, I don't know how it works, but it basically heats up the pan. So the cooktop itself isn't actually getting hot. I think it's using magnetics because it only works on ferrous metals. So I think it uses magnetics and it actually heats the pan directly. I don't know. Anyway, it's crazy. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. I'm ready. Okay, so I can turn the vent fan off. We're gonna add some sweet potato to the top. I always just end up eating out of one bowl. So everything just turns into like a big mix, like a big scramble, but I don't mind. I don't mind like all my food touching. Some people uh don't like their different food touching. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I just eat it all. It all gets mixed up in your belly anyway. Okay, so man, that's a lot of food. Good thing I brought a large appetite. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Salt and pepper. Yeah, yeah. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, and we got to use hot sauce at this point. I don't know. I was gonna do this Japanese barbecue sauce. I love hot sauce though, but I think the Japanese barbecue sauce would be more appropriate with a sweet potato than hot sauce. So I like this stuff here. This stuff's really good. We'll just use some of this. Okay. Close the window now that the fan is off. So here it is. Here it is. Dinner is served. It looks like a monstrosity. It definitely isn't like, it's not pretty. It's not like Instagram worthy, but I know it's going to be delicious. Mm. So the steak is good. It's pretty tender, not too chewy. Get some egg down there. The the sweet potato was an interesting choice uh, with the Japanese barbecue sauce. With the cinnamon. It's interesting. It's not bad, but I don't think I would do it again. Yeah, it's interesting. So good. Maybe next time, maybe next time I'll mash up the sweet potatoes and then add cinnamon, and then that might. Oops, I just lost it. That might be a little bit better. Yeah, I built all this stuff. Whoever asked if I built the cabinet in the mom's attic. Um, yeah, this cabinet right here. It's a closet. I hang up my shirts in there. Paprika on sweet potatoes. I'll have to try that out. Um, yeah. In the next box, I'm gonna do a full size closet. That's like a half closet. Um, but yeah, on the next one, I'll have a full size, full length closet for all my stuff. Very excited about it. Lots of plans. Lots of plans for the next one. It's kind of cool to be right above the freeway. I can like look down and see all the cars cruising by. It's kind of cool. Not too often you're looking out your window down at the freeway. Moving into my next box. Yeah, so I talked about it earlier on the stream. Um, right now I don't have enough money for the full conversion, so that's why I have this van for sale. Nobody's bought it. Lots of interest, but nobody's pulled the trigger on it. And I need the money from the sale of this van to start the new build. If I try to do a build now, so since the van hasn't sold, I really don't have a choice. I can't do a build right now. So what I have to do is just work all summer and then save up money, and then I'll definitely have enough money. Oh, my battery's almost dead. I'll definitely have enough money this winter to start a new van build. So that's what I'm gonna do. Is I can't sell it during the summer because I need to build it out at my dad's house, and it's gonna be too hot here. It's gonna be 120 degrees all summer. I'm not gonna build a van in 120-degree weather. So I'm just gonna do it next winter. I don't care. Just give me, 6 months to save. Let's see. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, like 7 months. All right. I gotta go. My battery on my phone's about to die. And I can't charge it because it's my microphone is using it. This isn't a Bluetooth microphone. So I gotta go. That's it for me. I appreciate everybody that stopped by in the live stream tonight. We did a marathon, 131 minutes. I appreciate all of you guys. 279 people in the chat, 246 likes. Thank you to all the super chats, all the regulars. Thank you to Sir on Dave and Adventures with Super Dave for the super chat, and Diana Sailor and Nomad King Gamer and Desert Runner Rick. Charles Serratos. Thank you to everybody that stopped by and asked the questions and hung out while we talked on the roof and while we made dinner in the box truck. I have a pre-recorded video coming out Sunday, and I'll be live next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, to do it all again. Hope to see you there. That's it from me, Nomad Brad, signing out. Peace.